Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Oh, is that really the Bitcoin price? $42,800 for Bitcoin. I got Bitcoin up here, guys, on the weekly. And, the rest of the crypto market is seeing the same thing. If I bring up XRP, you can see a sharp decline for XRP right now, trading at about 75 cents. But it's the same all around, guys. Algorand here down to $1.52, albeit this cryptocurrency hasn't really corrected as much as others. Bringing up VeChain here. Also not too much of a correction compared to other cryptocurrencies, but by and large, we have seen a down day for cryptos, the market cap hovering just above $2 trillion. So we have lost quite a bit in market cap. But guys, take a look at this. Bitcoin dominance back up to 39.9%. So that 40% level critical for Bitcoin. Let me just bring up Bitcoin here, or rather Bitcoin dominance here on the weekly. So you guys can see, let me get rid of some of that, take it off auto, bring it back up here. You can see the Bitcoin dominance has increased a little bit on the weekly. If I throw it on the daily here, you guys can see on the daily we are seeing a bit of an uptrend. So finding that support, all right, it found it once down and around here. Another time down and around here, September 2021. I guess I should say this was May 2021, September 2021, and now in January of 2022, we are seeing that Bitcoin reversal in the dominance department. Of course, crypto sentiment not too great. So Bitcoin's down 7.4%, Ethereum's down 11.5%, but everything is down. Binance Coin 9.6%, Solana 12.59%. Cardano down 9.1, XRP down 9.3, Luna down 12.3. So this is the thing, right? Bitcoin is taking a bit of a dump, and people are suggesting that, well, that's the end for Bitcoin. We are in a bear market, but we have not seen the alt season commence. So the question remains, what's going on? Are we going to see a recovery? Should we be worried? Should we be panicked? Is there going to be an alt season? All questions we should be asking ourselves. And, I got to say, crypto Twitter has been full of mixed reactions on this. Wanted to bring this up, of course, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. It is at a low that I haven't seen for a long time, extreme fear at 15. So that was just updated today, January the 6th. We've got Mr. Whale, Crypto Whale here, a very prominent technical analyst here in the crypto space with over 402,000 followers. He was, he's gone on the record numerous times saying after Bitcoin hit 69,000, or actually even before Bitcoin hit 69,000, he was saying that we were in a bear market. Bitcoin is going under 10K this year. Don't forget that. People laugh now, but just wait and see. Once you see this entire bubble is propped up on fake money and fraud, it's very obvious. Bitcoin has very low demand. Only people buying are late retail who FOMO in after Tether pumps it. That will be ending very soon. So that is interesting. Let's be honest. He has been calling for a bear market ever since we hit this trend coming downward. And even when we made a new all-time high, technically, Crypto Whale, was saying we were in a bear market. So Bitcoin technically did make that new all-time high, yet still very, very bearish on Bitcoin. We've got Anders L here saying, this is just a normal day in crypto, no need to panic. And some people down here, just responding, why does it hurt so bad though? Some people saying, who was pushing around a crypto shopping cart all day? Not today, I went shopping the previous 6 dips, says Jim. Crypto and Taco saying, I'm panic buying. So a lot of people feeling still optimistic, perhaps about the altcoin market, even though we have seen Bitcoin reach that low of 42,800. One thing I should bring up, though, I think that is really important to note, guys, still higher lows. We have not broken this level here, this wick down here. And even if we do break down, this is kind of the last call. If we break below this, yeah, super bearish. Super, super, super bearish. But this was a critical level of support for Bitcoin. Looking at it, on a longer time frame, like if I throw this here on the monthly, we can see, let me just get rid of that. We can see it still doesn't look too terribly bearish. Okay, getting below that $29,000 mark, of course, would be the last call, would be the end for Bitcoin. Of course, at that point, I hope we don't get down that low, but technically, we could get down that low before we see a reversal to the upside. So that's the last call. The other thing I wanted to mention here is that we are not trading on very high volume. I've talked about this in previous videos too. If this were the top, okay, actually let me throw it on the weekly again. If this were the top, first of all, this structure here, this Bitcoin structure right up here does not look anywhere near what we have seen in the past in 2017 and in 2013. So let me just bring that to your attention. Also, guys, let's take a look at the volume down here. Bitcoin volume trading very, very low, which is very, very different from the peaks of high volume that we've seen at other tops. You guys can see that peak right in here when it popped up, when FOMO occurred. There was the euphoria, all that jazz before it came back down. Same thing before the bear market over here. A lot of euphoria before it came back down. And this is just very, very low volume. So are we at the top? Is this the end? Well, Tony Edwards here saying full capitulation is needed before we see a bounce upward. Painful time, but absolutely needed. Lots of liquidations happening. Bullish sentiment is getting lower and lower, but he's saying this is full capitulation before we bounce upward. We just need patience, not full capitulation, says Don Crypto. This would mean Bitcoin to drop 40% and enter a bear market. Last bounce up in July 2021 happened. There were unrealized profit losses of 30%. Now we're at 48%. Most recent full capitulation was mid-March 2020 at minus 11% at the end of the bear market. Renan Neuron says alt season about to take place. Bye Bitcoin. So, a lot of mixed feelings here. I don't think too many people really know what to expect. One thing we have to put in perspective though is that, guys, it is not just cryptocurrency, and this is what gives me hope. Okay, I saw this sell-off in crypto triggered by hawkish Fed as tech stocks drop too. So markets ranging from global technology stocks to crypto took a major hit over the past day after a release of minutes from the last Federal Reserve meeting revealed a more hawkish stance than the market had expected. So Federal Reserve tightening up rules, regulations, their stance on technology, including cryptocurrency. And so this definitely had an effect on crypto and on tech stocks. Let's bring up the NASDAQ here real quickly. So if I throw up the NASDAQ here, and this is the NASDAQ on the weekly. You can see this last week on the NASDAQ. It's only Thursday, but boom, look at that. Very, very bearish week here for the NASDAQ, and this definitely correlates to what's happening with the Fed's hawkish stance. So they talk a little bit about price. Bitcoin is down, Ethereum is down, so on and so forth. The drop in crypto assets came as U.S. stock markets also moved lower, with the technology-heavy NASDAQ index down by 3.12% for the day on Wednesday. At the same time, the broad S&P 500 index ended the day down 1.94, its biggest one-day drop since a major sell-off on December 1st. And then just down here, the large moves in the market came after minutes from the Fed's last meeting on December 14th and 15th showed that the central bank had discussed a tightening in monetary policy and rate hikes in order to fight inflation. So guys, this is all being tied to the economy. You can see, even though not as volatile as cryptocurrencies, we know cryptos can get very, very volatile. The NASDAQ, as they mentioned in that piece, down 3 point something percent. But since the beginning of the week, the NASDAQ is down 7.45%. Compare that to Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Actually, let me compare it to the total crypto market. What are we down for the total crypto market in the last day? Actually, it doesn't look like it is as much. It's a little more, 10.42. But let's just compare that to Bitcoin, and in the last day, Bitcoin down, roughly the same. Okay, 10.13%. So again, not even a huge percentage decrease. I actually thought it would be more. Remember, we went through this price decline back in the spring. Throughout the summer, down 56%. Bitcoin did go down before marking a new all-time high. So I think this is all relative. I don't think that we should be too worried about it. Alex Kruger here saying, markets may be overreacting short term, but looking beyond, hard to overestimate how hawkish the Fed minutes were. Quantitative easing reduction plus 3 hikes, okay, but 3 hikes plus accelerated QT was not on anybody's radar. And the Fed is likely to deliver unless inflation subsides faster than expected or credit markets collapse. So we got to keep an eye on many different things here. Guys, I will link this article in the description. There are many different macro analysts here commenting on Twitter, and they've linked their tweets in here. Mira Cristanto also says, following Marco is important as crypto grows up and Bitcoin remains king, especially apparent in the sell down after yesterday's Fed meeting. FOMC minutes were hawkish as expected. Fed minutes, 1, Fed expects robust growth in 2022, meaning less money printing to help the economy. 2, the bear flu not cited as fundamentally altering recovery. And 3, logistics bottlenecks and labor shortages to be an ongoing problem, means inflation is going to be elevated, so they will indeed be hawkish. So, these are just a few perspectives from a few different people. Will Clement here saying, Asia ramped up selling of Bitcoin into the end of year. This selling has now decreased substantially. The Rational Root responding can confirm that selling pressure from Asia has stopped. In fact, most selling pressure over the last month came from the US and Europe. Again, more things to think about, another perspective here. And so I know a lot of you guys follow the blockchain backer, and he's waiting for that retracement to the 0.702. Picking every move on smaller time frames can prove to be difficult. This is a tweet from him, and we have seen something like this before. I'll show it to you unbiased if it'll happen, but it lines up for a 702 retracement, still a long-term bear trend, but it is a retrace, would give alts their spring finally. And so he's showing a fractal pattern here on this chart, of course, the Bitcoin trend going down, throwing a Fibonacci on there, looking for the 702 retracement, which would bring us, let me get rid of that, 702 retracement for Bitcoin would bring us in and around here, guys, the 702 right in and around here, which would bring us to about, whoops, actually I've got this on the weekly. Let me throw it here on the daily, just to get that Fibonacci right here. Oops, 702, right? Taking it from the top of that trend all the way back down. And so this was the most recent high for Bitcoin, 69,000. 702 would definitely bring us right in and around here. Okay, 60,900 or roughly $61,000. So we're bottoming out here. Still waiting for that retracement to happen because, again, we have not seen alts pump. Alts are also down. Bitcoin dominance still hitting 40%. We've got reasons why we're seeing this, and it's not just the crypto market. It's also tech stocks are seeing a fall. So what are we to expect? Well, TechDev got another perspective on this. In the first and second Bitcoin halving cycles, price hit a linear 4.236 fib extension before finding support near linear 2.618 and moving higher. I know I've talked a little bit about TechDev's perspective here in the past. In the third Bitcoin halving cycle, price hit a linear 4.236 fib extension and is trying to find support near linear 2.618. So again, first halving cycle, I've showed this before. First halving, second halving, third halving, this is where we saw the Fibonacci lines meet up. 4.236, 2.618, in and around here before that last push up. Also, the second halving cycle, we saw them match up in and around here before that last push up. And here, halving cycle 3, we are seeing a similar trend here, denoting that Bitcoin has not seen its top yet. TechDev down here responding based on everything I have shared for months, and until my invalidation points are reached, it remains my belief that there is a higher, not probability, that Bitcoin finds support near linear 2.618 and moves higher as it has done twice before. Comparisons to past cycles aside, price indicator action and volume behavior suggests to me that 2021 was effectively a year of consolidation, similar to 2019 and quarter 3 of 2020. And that is likely to lead to another market impulse before the next major correction. So he's looking at a broad picture for Bitcoin in particular. And, the one thing that we have to remember about these trends too, right? They get longer and longer as the years go on. Okay, 2012 to 2013, this bull run lasted about 745 days. When we take the bottom over here to the top over here, this one lasted, 2017 lasted around 1,066 days. And then when we take the bottom here to the top here, okay, we are also at roughly 1,062 days. So this bull run from the bottom to the top, 1,066 days. This bull run here from the bottom to the top, roughly around the same amount of time. So if the theory goes as such, and the bull runs are getting longer and longer, this means that we're not done yet if we are roughly equal to what the 2017 bull run produced. And then there's this, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. Previous XRP death crosses have signaled major intermediate price bottoms. I wanted to read you guys a little bit of this. Talking in depth here about the XRP price. I'm going to forget about the beginning part of this article, but I will link this in the description if you guys are interested in more detail. But what I really wanted to talk about was this. A familiar pattern has emerged on the XRP chart with the moving average 50 crossing below the MA 200, a warning that most experts regard as a bear market indicator. Death crosses are considered a lagging indicator because most of the time the market is oversold by the time the crossover occurs. The good news, though, guys, is that previous XRP death crosses have signaled major or immediate price bottoms. Previous occurrences, such as those in February of 2021 and July of 2021, have caused the price of XRP to climb afterwards. So, at the beginning of this article where I skipped over, we are also witnessing a death cross. But what they're noting here is that the death cross is usually followed by a major push up in price. In July of 2021, this resulted in a 141% increase. And at that time, we saw XRP reaching highs of $1.22 in mid-August. So, all things to consider here. Of course, there is also the lawsuit that I'm not going to talk too much about in this video, and that'll definitely have an effect. I think, not only on XRP price specifically, while I definitely think it'll be great for XRP price, I definitely think that would get XRP higher up here in the ranks. More people, I think once there's the clarity, right, more people are going to be pouring into that particular cryptocurrency. But the other thing I think is that that is going to have a really great impact on the entire cryptocurrency market. We also have this, guys, from Michael at Val5Links, and this is a statement from Raul Pal. He says there's a reasonable chance crypto market could 100x by 2030. So this is a broader outlook on the crypto market, guys. So when in doubt, totally zoom out. This is all just speculative price action at the moment. And, this is an emerging asset class. We do have to remember that prices are going to move to the upside. And so, even if you take some profits now and keep a little bit of your cryptocurrency for later, ultimately, depending on how old you are, that will be a good nest egg for retirement. 2030, let's not forget, is only 8 years away. So what does Raul Pal think? He says, I think there's a reasonable chance of this being a $250 trillion asset class, which is 100x from here. He says he thinks the crypto market cap could increase 100x. At the time of the writing, the total market cap of the global crypto sector is at 2.2 trillion. He sees it going to 250 to 350 trillion. He says, if I look at the total derivatives market, it's $1 quadrillion. I think there's a reasonable chance of this being a $250 trillion asset class, which is a 100x from here, which would be the largest growth of any asset class in all of history in the shortest period of time. That will pretty much dovetail in with the idea that 3.5 billion people are using it. That's just extrapolating the growth numbers of the network. So if there are 3.5 billion users in 2030, well, the market cap's going to be something like $250 trillion, he added. One thing is for certain, it's not going to get there in a straight line upward. The total crypto market has dropped 6.8% over the past 24 hours amid a significant pullback across most major markets. And then it's just talking about some prices here with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, etc. But ultimately, a very, very positive outlook here from Raul Pal. So what do you guys think? Is this the end? Has Bitcoin seen its final days? Let's not forget the bull run from the bottom to the top has been about equal to what we saw in 2017. And we know just based on mathematics, the halving, the way Bitcoin price has increased over time, that these bull runs get more elongated and Bitcoin price appreciation percentage-wise never goes as high as it does in the previous bull run. So all things to consider, guys. One last thing I wanted to mention to you guys, XRP Shark, time to repeat this once again. Looking at what is going on today, I have no problem with the blockchain backer or anyone else that is genuinely trying to help the community. Why would I have a problem with that? Live and let live. He retweeted out a tweet that he said, and so I know we're going to have differing views on this, guys. Some people thinking Bitcoin is going to go up in 2022. Others thinking, it's the end for Bitcoin and where the heck is my alt season? But he says, no matter if you think this is a bear market or a bull market right now, we should still treat each other with respect. I may not agree on certain TA practices and views that certain people share right now in the community, but I am tired of pointing out the differences. So let's just keep it respectful and do what we try to do, which is to help the community. If any TA guy on here does it for that reason and not for YouTube clicks or enriching himself by offering overpriced courses, then I respect that person, even though I might disagree with how they do their TA, and if I consider it to be correct or not makes no difference in my opinion about those people. I think that's a typo there. If they do it to help others, they earn my respect. I wish more people would follow this lead, and so, I agree. Not everybody's gonna have the same opinion on this. I mean, even I am giving you guys two sides of this coin, or a Bitcoin, so to speak. If Bitcoin retraces to the 0.702 and we see that decline, well then the blockchain backer Rob Art, many analysts in the crypto community, would definitely have been right. It is over for Bitcoin, and at that point we should see money flowing into altcoins, giving them incredible price gains. The flip side to that, guys, if we have not seen the Bitcoin top as it is looking right now, my opinion, just based on some things that I've seen here, like the low volume, like the structure not resembling any of the former bull run structures that we've seen, like the fact that it has been roughly the same amount of time at this high as we saw in the last bull run, and usually they get longer. Also, as we've seen that, Bitcoin is just mimicking what tech stocks are doing as well because of the Fed announcement. And we got to remember the fact that, this market is just going to get bigger and bigger in 2022, not smaller. I think my bets are now on a higher Bitcoin price. I think either way though, guys, altcoins still have their time to shine. We got to hit our XRP targets. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.